This is episode 132 of the Different Podcast with myself, Real Talk Reese. Who do we have in the studio to my left?
Hey, it's Mr. O. Hey, hi.
And to his left?
Someone grabbing your balls or something.
Lightning.
You could just introduce yourself instead of the shit.
Lightning?
New year, new me.
No, it's not.
Hate that shit.
New Year's, same bullshit.
Yeah.
For the intro.
If you thought I was annoying before, I'm going to be annoying again.
Same shit, different toilet.
Yeah. And to his left?
2 drinks.
Thank you very much. The quesadilla is sadly sick. Her tonsils are doing up a madness at the moment, so sending love and guidance to her.
Yes, love and guidance.
Fingers crossed she's back in the next
throat problem.
week or two. I'm not even taking the bait on that joke. Oh, how are you doing, sir?
I'm okay. I'm alright. I'm a little morose, but I'm okay.
You're a little bit... What?
Morose.
Because you're chewing. I can't... You
I
need
know.
to enunciate. I
know.
don't know what you're saying.
Morose.
Oh, morose. Okay, cool. You heard a little bit roast, innit? Yeah, okay, cool. Just make sure we're being thinking raw.
Sorry.
Hey, you need to know that.
Usually I suck a sweet. I decided to chew this one.
You.
Come on. You can't say suck a sweet.
Lightning, brother.
Lightning.
Fire for that.
Lightning. Oh, Mark, how you doing, sir?
I'm alright, man. I'm living. I'm alright. I'm living in the city.
Literally.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. You know, like trying to get back into routine and my body's still doing this 3 a.m. thing. And then,
I'm still confused with the days and time.
you know the thing is, because Monday was a bank holiday,
Yeah.
I think I keep thinking today is Tuesday.
And it's Wednesday.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh snap, gotta go into the office tomorrow, gotta drop something off, got training tomorrow. Like everything just seems like I'm behind by a
I
day.
went into the office on Tuesday. Ghost town.
Are you surprised? But the train
It
strike.
was like 2-3 of us.
There's a train strike.
I didn't remember.
No, it's not a problem to you, is it? No. City boy.
So
City boy.
City boy.
we're still up.
Damn right this year.
So yeah, it's like
boy.
2-3 of us. I'm like, I'm not coming in on Thursday. Rags. I'm working from home on Thursday.
Nice to see you guys.
Peace. I left at afternoon. I was gone.
So basically, yeah, let's get it start jumpy with
Alright,
the topics. Actually, stop it. First of all, I also want to thank Leonie for being on here last week.
Yes.
Shout out to Leonie.
The dynamic duo of the smalls,
Yeah.
smaller one and
It
small
was,
two.
It was nice. It was nice. I didn't
Family affair.
even know she
Literally,
had a
dun
sister.
dun 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 dun.
Didn't even know she had a
Dun, dun,
sister.
dun. Yeah, because you didn't come to Kenny's birthday. That's why you didn't know.
Touche.
So the first thing I want to bring up here is
And how you talk about the return of COVID.
absolutely not. The health secretary, you can kiss my ass. Absolutely not. So simply Shayo, is it Shayo? Is her name Shayo? Sayo.
What the content creator?
Yeah. Simply Shayo.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure I don't like butchering people's names.
Chill.
So she tweeted something the other day, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. And it's about a promise ring. I'll be honest.
I think I saw it.
In my 31 years of life, I didn't know what promise ring was. Right, yeah. So she said,
Yeah, break it down.
if a man I'm seeing gets me a promise ring, I promise you I'd laugh. So I'm gonna ask you first what a promise ring is to you lot, and then I'm gonna break down why I thought this was funny. Oh,
All right. My understanding of promise rings kind of comes from 80s, 90s movies where a promise, in some films I'd seen a promise ring as a promise in a couple where she had promised to give up the cookie, and then eventually it became like a promise. I promise to love you and keep
Keep it sweet.
Mark, grow up.
I don't even understand the point of a promise ring, because
What are you promising?
What are you promising?
Okay, cool. So, Mark, what's your one?
My whole.
I have no idea what a promise ring is.
What are you
because
promising?
you promise what to I love you.
I promise to be
Always.
in this relationship.
So then the reason why,
I promise to be faithful to
so
you.
the reason why I thought this was funny was because this was from two people from Love Island, from what I saw.
Oh, that shit. Okay.
I think when I saw the ring, I thought, oh wow, they're engaged already.
Yeah.
But it's a promise ring. I think it's the most counterproductive thing to give a woman a promise ring
That's not the
over
ring.
an engagement ring.
In
That's
my
not the
head,
ring.
in my head, I'm already thinking what her girlfriends are saying to her.
I'm not even thinking that. I just think it's counterproductive.
That does come in a lot of decisions, actually.
When you buy, I feel like if you're buying jewelry for a girl, right? Yeah,
It's
or a
either got to be
woman.
engagement ring.
No. But if you're buying jewelry for a girl, maybe an anklet, a Tiffany's,
Bracelet.
a chain. You know what I'm trying to say? When you buy like rings for your finger and you're not on some Shabba Ranks thing, it's got to be the ring. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
The ring.
Even when you go to and you open the box, big man. I'm even if you open the box, you think it's a ring and it's a key to your yard. You're thinking like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I live here anyway. I just didn't have the key. You see my toothbrush in the cupboard? Like, what's going on?
I promised to put the toilet seat down.
What are you promising?
What are you promising? I don't understand.
Now we're looking to hear Sierra song.
In today's day and age,
But all right. But then, are we also saying that obviously some people in relationships don't even, let's say, initiate? Not even initiate. They don't like ask them to be their other half. So we still have people in situationships that don't know what they are in the relationship.
so the promise ring is the
a
thing
promise
to
ring-
say, oh, we're stepping from
from
friends with benefits to in a relationship,
you my girl,
and I promise.
that you be my girl. If another girl has it, well, sorry, baby.
I mean, it's basically seems like a symbol of saying that you promise to, okay, if we take out the joke, you promise to love, you promise to care for, uplift, enrich, and all of those good things there. But what I don't get is, one, why you would need a ring to say those things as opposed to just doing and showing those things. And then also, you don't realize that you're fucking with her mentals in giving her a ring, and then she opens it and she's like, yes. You're like,
It's just a promise ring, baby.
I just promised to love you. I don't know what you think this is. And then she gets mad and you're like, well, why are you vexing me?
I don't know.
Why are you promising? I'm promising to cook for you.
So basically,
Nice,
the thing is it's to show commitment to the other.
But are you not showing commitment already? So the jewelry
But
shows
this is what I'm
commitment.
saying.
How
But
does-
the
But
ring...
you're not ready for
But
engagement.
the thing is, when you buy jewelry, my understanding of when you buy jewelry for your person, I thought, especially for like a ring, it just means that. When did this promise ring? The promise ring is basically what a modern age chastity belt around your finger.
Yeah. Or like friendship bracelet.
You're taking a piss, bro.
It's basically, sorry, because I actually literally just went old school and went to Google and went, what is a promise ring? A promise ring is a pre-engagement ring, sometimes referred to as a friendship ring, or promise ring is a ring given as a gift to a romantic partner to signify a commitment to a monogamous relationship,
Sounds zesty.
often as a precursor to an engagement ring.
But then what finger do you wear the promise ring on?
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then, because if you put it on your ring finger, everyone's like, oh, why are you?
Congratulations.
That happened at work once.
No,
yeah?
he just promised to love
At
me.
Christmas party, I was talking to one woman that works there,
Yeah.
and obviously I always make sure when I talk to people, I always look at their hands. I don't know why, especially women. I look at their hands, just be like, okay,
Yeah.
You're clear.
married.
You're clear.
Yeah, but never in a rude way. Like you don't want to come across a certain way, and certain people are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then,
I understand that.
Obviously, everyone's dancing, whatever. And I was like, Rob, I think I saw a tattoo on her leg. I was like, oh, your tattoo's sick. But I'm addressing her like I'm dressing Mandem.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's a tattoo. That she showed me what, like, she had a dress on, so I could see one on her shoulder. And then I was like, oh, careful, you're married, aren't you? Like, just, like careful. Kind of thing. And you're trying to make some man jump out of nowhere, innit? So, no, it's just a ring I put on that finger. I was thinking, boy.
Just a ring up on my finger.
On that finger, bro. I was thinking, bro, you can't pay them games.
No, you can't do. You can't play like you just said. You can't. Play
I mean, all right. Saying that, with all the obviously men can be sentenced now to catcalling and stuff like that. You just never know. It could be like, hey now.
What?
I don't know.
Finish the song. Finish the song. Hey now. Go on.
No
So,
ring for.
It's just a ring to put on the finger. Wow.
Basically, I'm gonna say this from now.
It's a pre-engagement.
That's stupidness.
So engagement, the engagement
I think it's attention seeking.
isn't enough.
It's weird.
Oh shit, I'm gonna call it back.
But this is the question, and unfortunately, there's no woman here to ask. But are women asking for this?
I don't think so.
Because I imagine it's not just fucking with them.
I don't think so. They would rather a stable relationship where you have chapters where you get engaged, and obviously you're planning for the wedding and stuff, and that a promise ring. What's nah.
And with the way that men are wayward these days, men can't keep that promise.
But, by the way, talking about wayward men, and I'm talking of wayward men, and I'm gonna apologize from now, yeah, because my next two things are gonna come up like I'm bashing African men, and I'm not. But here's the thing: did you lot happen to see? Well, we're all African. It just happens that some of us are more African than others. Did you happen to see the TikTokers speaking about sassy African men?
I didn't see them talking about it. I just saw the post.
Did you see what she said?
Sassy African men.
Predominantly West African men.
Yeah.
So Nigerian and Ghanaian men. She said, I think I saw the replies where everyone's like,
And
thank
she said
God.
that
She said, thank God Jamaican men for once weren't getting pulled into some
I
stuff.
was like, thank you, baby Jesus.
What she's trying to say is a lot of the, I think, where...
She was saying UK as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, she meant UK African men. UK Ghanaian and Nigerian men.
Okay.
So my understanding of what she said, because I've blocked out of my Instagram, so I can't really go and show you that thing. But it was a thing of her saying that a lot of men now feel like the way they talk, especially because the lot of men they come across, because everyone says UK is bad vibes and men are trash, whatever it is. Yeah. But it's like obviously
don't
the
they
men
get
here,
tired of saying that?
No, but you know before it was like American black women weren't saying what UK black women were saying about UK black men. So where it's now a thing of, and I've been outside, I believe that you unless you're in like a soca or Caribbean event, in most places you go to now, it's more predominantly African audience.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. You have the odd miscellaneous Caribbean person, but there's not a lot of us outside. So I think where she was talking from her point of like a lot of the West African men in these venues come across are like really, I think because they know they're flavoursome or flavour. It's not back in the day where chip on your shoulder.
They over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like in some cases it could come across that they're overcompensating for what they didn't have when they were younger. So it's coming across now where it's like, oh, you're right, don't talk to me, do you know who I am? Like that type of mentality.
Yeah.
But calling a man sassy is crazy to me, bro. It's zesty. Zesty is sassy, you know?
Is that being overly, you're overdoing the man?
No, you're doing the most.
Yeah.
Or you're overdoing the man.
You're doing the most
so
and
much
and
that you're
I just want to run.
that you're
Run.
zesty.
Sassy with it, yeah. I don't want to, yeah.
And you think you're too nice. So yeah.
That's a lot. But I mean, like for me, whenever I used to go back to Nigeria, I used to go home to Nigeria back in the day, and my mum would take me, and I would see, which would really freak me out because it was real comfortable how they did this. But two friends, men, will walk down the road and they're holding hands. But they're not homosexual, sometimes they walk and their fingers are linked.
Their fingers are their hands.
Their hands.
Oh.
And I used to think that was really weird, but I never thought of it as anything because I knew who they were. A lot of them were uncles, and I knew that they were married, and I knew that they weren't gay.
I'll be honest, I can't run.
As far as I knew.
can't run in Jamaica, bro.
But
One of the most
just something
homophobic countries on the planet.
It
Bro,
was,
I can't
nah,
run.
man. It's just, but at the same time, they, you know, to say that they were gay, they tear you up because it's like, what? No, are you mad? You say that I like men. I have a vagina.
Why did you whisper that?
I don't know. Weirdo.
The amount of things this guy said in the podcast, a man whispered that like it was a
poissoir.
taboo. I've not heard that word in the longest time. I have not heard that word in years.
I don't know. With things like this, or like, I just feel like on blog sites or whatever, it's always the attack men agenda. I feel it happens all the time.
Do you think the things that people are...
Sorry. Apologies, go on, continue.
Do you think, and this is kind of related to something I was asking last week, but do you think that the things that people are picking on even before they get into a relationship are becoming so
Benign.
small and minute that it's just
Benign.
going to be impossible for people to even get together before it's like...
I think it depends on your age.
Even in a talking conversation where it's like, okay, what are your red flags? What are your green flags? Whoa, wait. I just wanted to know where you were.
I think some of them don't have
It depends on your age.
great communication.
It depends on your age.
Depends on your age.
Because I think...
Like the younger 20s now, they don't see this. They don't see it.
But then, doesn't age... I say this to a lot of my boys, yeah? Mark, open that for me, please, because the way I'm just going to be in front of the mic trying to do the most, moving like KDO. Sorry, unnecessary story. So, for example, yeah, the great Gabriel laughed. Yeah, she ain't even here. She'd be like, "Rach, you prick." See, I thought it was just me. So, I'm laughing at you. Open that. Right, yeah, open it. 3 bags open, 1 bag, 5 for that. Yeah. So then, when you're younger, I've always said this, when you're younger, teens, early 20s, mid 20s. If your Brilla pad hand can't open that, we got a problem.
No. It's fine. I got it.
Yeah. Tough back in the backseat. Thank you very much. Yeah. So when you're in your teens, your late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, it's fine. When you get to your latter 20s, early 30s, yeah, you don't care the way you used to care. I don't care for the small talk. I don't care about your nail business. I want to care. Do you want to get married? Are you cool or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the problem is where people kind of hit, I want to say it's a proper panic button, but people are like, kind of thing. It gets a bit uncomfortable and it's like, oh, yeah, it's a red flag for me. Oh, he breathes, red flag for me.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't drive.
And then they
red flag
complain
for me.
about all men, and it's like, well, but darling, like,
She don't do her toes every week, red flag for me, grow up, bruv. You think your girl's gonna always look like she got a good wig on or a good weave on all the time? She can be walking around the house with the bonnet on, bro.
yeah, or with the doodoo plaits.
No colour on the
plats.
toes and she's all right. No colour on the toes, but she's still all right with me.
She's not always gonna be lotioned up. Foot can come like she's trying to spark fires and them thing there. You know what I mean? Anything's possible, bro. You might put ashy feet on your back when you're in your bed. It might work both ways.
Cutting up your leg.
Cut up your back. Remember that Nas album with the N on it that looked like the Whiplash box? That's what it will look like. Woke up this morning, got yourself a gun.
Babe, I've got an itch on my back.
Only person from that is Superman, bruv. Remind me of youth in college, yeah, when someone said to some youth, yeah, I was like, hey, Tunde, your hand is tough, bruv. How do you cut your beard in the morning? You just do this. I said, fam, have some manners, bro.
That's a hard foot. But you take it. You're like, hey, it's okay, you'll get them done.
That's what it is. I think it's where we just gotten older.
Bath.
People just like, Mark, you're like that. You're picky.
Yeah, I am.
You're super picky, bro.
I am.
You gotta give people, in the words of Tavonia, you have to give people grace.
I do.
How much?
Little. No.
When you say little, when you say little, it's like, You know, you make a drink for a child under the age of 5.
Yeah.
If they give them juice, and you give them like the little piece
And
and a whole piece of water.
No, I'm not. I know I'm picky.
The little Robertsons. The little Robertsons.
And a whole.
The LIKKLE, little.
I know I'm picky, but I'm picky for a reason. But then when I really like someone, I'm all out. Like, it's cool. So when I say I'm picky, like if it's someone that's always on IG, look at me, I'm like, nah, I'm not that. I'm low key. I like peace.
I've been out with people like that. With like, when I went out the other
Every
day,
minute, take picture of food. I'm like,
I want to eat, bro. I just want to eat.
Says the photographer.
No, but
It's his picture of it. No, you know.
no, I wouldn't say there's irony in that, yeah, but the difference is, as a photographer,
sometimes the last thing I want to do is take a picture.
Let's take a picture.
but as a photographer, you're taking pictures.
Photographing.
Thank you very much. I don't know what happened to my. Thank you, personally.
I got you.
You're photographing landscapes. You're photographing people in their natural habitat to a point, or you're doing it in an actual spec. Big man, I just want to eat the food. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Oh yeah, but your dessert, babes. Move the camera. I want to eat the food.
No, wait, I want to get both plates. I'm like, babes, man, I'm hungry, man. Cha.
Baby, you can't take a picture. It's fine. It's going where it needs to go.
Speaking of pictures as well, like, I did want to talk about. I had a photo shoot, December, and it was in the studio, and I don't know, like, I just had a bad vibes. Like, nothing wrong with the client or nothing like that. They asked for a specific job that they wanted, and I was like, yeah, cool. Got to the studio early, set it up and stuff. The flash gun wasn't working, so I had to like improvise on that.
Well, your flash gun or the one that was provided?
The studio's flash gun. So literally, when I take the picture, the lights are meant to pop as well.
Like them ones that we have in here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And,
so it gives you
So basically, it just makes the light look better,
cleaner. Yeah.
Yeah. So that wasn't working. So I'd still done the shooting and stuff, and then looking at the pictures, I was just like, And then I sent the pictures to them to view. They were like, and I have to give it to them because he was just like, I don't know.
Question, but on the day when you usually take the pictures,
They saw some of the pictures on my camera.
there you go. So
So when I edited like some and
they tried to Balenciaga
and view
you.
it, I ain't got paid for it, and they ain't got their pictures.
So they tried to Balenciaga you then.
I don't know, but it kind of made me question, like, wow, am I all
You're
right?
not shit.
Like,
You're not shit.
it seriously made me question. I've not
That's
done
one. But that's one bad client, bro.
I know, but I've not done a shoot since, and I was like judging myself, and
It puts that
It's
little
doubt.
thing
Yeah,
in your
but
stomach.
okay. Let's use a sports term. If you have one bad game, does that mean you're a bad footballer?
no,
Right, yeah. So you could say you're only as good as your last game. Yeah. So if you're resting on your laurels as being a photographer and that was your last ever shoot, yeah, then in your mind you're gonna believe you're a shit photographer because you're basing it on that one thing.
Yeah.
But if you know you have talent and it's something you've worked at, if you get back on the picture horse, for example, because it's not the theoretical horse, right? Yeah. And you're like, okay, cool. That could probably just be the client brief wasn't good enough, and I couldn't match the client's brief because they didn't give me the spec of what they wanted.
Yeah.
That doesn't say that you're a bad photographer. It means that the specs they gave you wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
You could be, for example, when you watched America's Next Top Model, they would say, oh, the model weren't given. How you know the photographer was shit?
I always used to think that though. Like sometimes it's the photographer's job to make the model feel comfortable.
Thank you.
For them to feel at ease.
To feel at ease, to do what they need to do.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. Don't rest on your laurels like that. Listen, we all, like, I'm probably in my head the most when I play sports here. Like, when I was young, I think the worst. Like, if I had a bad pass, I'd simmer on that bad pass for about 15, 20 minutes. I'd be in my own head. I'd have to amp myself up, yeah, to a point where now it's like, okay, if I have a bad pass, I'm like, okay, fuck it, get the next one. Like, you need to get rhythm. Like, for me, it's one of the ones where if my process is right going into a game, that my first pass has to make sure when I touch it, I zing that ball into someone's feet and I'm ready to go.
Because it's like the saying, like, literally, like, let's say if you're like a celeb and everyone's like, oh my gosh, you're beautiful, da, 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 and you get that one bad comment.
Forget me the celebrity.
Like, not celebrity, just in
Think
general.
normal people.
Yeah.
Think normal people, yeah. The amount of women on the planet, yeah, for example, yeah, that have always received positive affirmations.
Yeah.
Yeah, from their fathers, from men in their family, from their mothers. And the minute they receive one negative,
Sticks.
yeah, or just feedback that they don't like, yeah, it sticks
It
so
undoes
much
all of it.
because
It undoes everything.
people obsess over the negatives.
Yeah.
So forget the 99.9 people who have said you're amazing, you're great at what you do, you're exceptional, you're a beautiful human being, right? Yeah, not even just. This ain't based on aesthetics. It's just what you offer. And one person just goes, "Nah, they're meaty. Don't really like the energy. Pussy."
Your hairline's funny. You're like, what? Oh, well.
But where do you think that stems from? Because like you said, like literally 99% are praising you.
People are soft, bruv.
Do you think it's got worse?
Yes.
Because of social media.
Yes, people are soft. People are so used to positive reinforcement that the minute you get one thing that says, "Nah, don't think you were great," yeah, you're thinking, what?
But this is the problem because that's become a certain standard now that
No one's perfect, bro.
that people no, but
that's the
people
beautiful thing
rely on, like people rely on, they base how their whole mood is and how their day is, month is, life is based on getting that reinforcement
From strangers.
and which means
But then
that's a lot.
that doesn't prepare them for the real world, because the real world's not like that.
But no, we'll tell you your shit.
Okay, let's back this up quickly, yeah? Everyone in here went uni, right?
Yes, sir.
Nope.
You went high school, you went college.
Yeah.
In college, did you have to do group work?
Yeah.
So as much as all of us hated group work to a point, you understand that group work wasn't solely reliant on you, it was reliant on you working in tandem with other people.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So even in that being the case, that prepares you for the wider world when you're doing teams. Mm-hmm. Cool. Now, think about all the transferable skills you take from secondary school, all the transferable skills you take from college, all the transferable skills you take from uni. Yeah, whether it's assignment writing, whether it's teamwork, whether it's talking to people, whether it's liaising with higher members of staff. These are all transferable skills when you're in the wider world.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. When your assigned teacher in college or university gives you feedback on your test or feedback on your on a written piece of work, it may not always be positive. You got to affirm that, bro.
Yeah.
You got to affirm that. Right, yeah? But if you're just naturally... Because I've got friends who are naturally gifted at things. Yeah? They're so not used to negative feedback. Right, yeah? But it's part of the parcel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of the parcel. If you think you're sick at something and finally comment something, you're not sick at it, yeah? Oh, I'm not going to try it. That's the problem. People have like defeatist mentality now that they hear one bit of feedback that they don't like. Oh, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore.
I'm giving up. I'm done. Yeah.
Quitting.
Bitch made.
I don't think it helps in schools where literally I think if they do sports now, like everyone's a winner.
I don't like the award for taking part.
I hate that.
I think it's the most counterproductive thing because if you want people to be Olympic athletes or you want people to be
You have to make them earn and push.
Actually, Olympic athletes, general athletes, working to the top of their field in whatever career you want to be, even going for interviews. When you go for an interview, all of us, you have to fundamentally believe you prepared the best, you've got the best CV, you've got the best experience, and you're competing, one, to make sure that you match both their company and that you're bringing... They're getting the best version of you and you're getting the best version of them.
Yeah.
So it's a yin-yang situation. Now, I don't want to be given the job because it's there. If you believe I can do this job and you think I've got the best CV and I interviewed well, give it to me. I don't want it based on affirmative action. I don't want it based because I'm black. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I want it because you believe that based on what I've brought to the table in my interview and my CV, I'm the best for the job. The issue is because people are doing this meritocracy thing of, I didn't get it because of... No, you didn't get it because you want the best person for the job. It's that simple.
Or you didn't come across that well.
But what are you crying into your cornflakes for? Like, either you're good or you're not. And even if you're not good, okay, cool, something I have to work on.
Yeah.
That's the pro of it. You know what I'm saying?
I
I see what you mean.
But I think that's what builds up a character, though. You can have knockdowns and stuff like it, and it's what you learn from that. Like sometimes for an interview that you didn't get, you can ask for like,
Where did I go
wrong?
That's at the time.
How can I improve?
And I think now they have to give you feedback.
Yeah, feedback.
And you can learn from that.
My
feedback.
favorite one, I asked, after we run all the thing, and I asked questions at the end,
Yeah.
is there anything in this interview for why you wouldn't hire me? Like something around that question, innit?
Yeah.
Do you have any reservations about me taking this position? I always ask that thing, which puts them on the spot, but it also shows the willingness to be in a somewhat uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because as much as they're interviewing you, you're interviewing them as well.
Of course.
Right. And that's the thing. Like at the end of the day, like I spoke to my brother about this, about failure. Failure to me isn't okay, cool. I've done now, like whatever. Failure to me, as in defeatist mentality, is I failed. I'm not going to try again. Like I'm good.
I'm not going to try again. That's it.
Like I'm
right
good.
there.
Like fuck it, it's done
Yeah.
now. That's what failure is to me. Your option is either okay, I failed, but am I gonna get up? Because I think that the analogy is we were all babies once.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Do you remember how much times you fell when you were trying to walk?
Thank you. I think
But you just kept going.
I think that's a beautiful one.
Yeah.
You kept on trying.
Bars.
You just got up. You kept getting up. I got one more photo, and I know O's not gonna like this. Apologies. As I said, it's not an I hate Africa people thing. It just happens
I
to be
know.
that
I do remember you said that.
this one happened to be one of the loudest ones. Yeah, and it was like a girl called Joanna. She said, "Not gonna lie, African mothers have a huge part to play. In raising misogynistic entitled men with immense superiority complexes. Instead of putting so much effort into grooming their daughters to be a good wife, when they should be enjoying their youth, they should focus on their sons." So I think one of the comments was, why should all the pressures be on mothers? What role does the father play? And someone said, I don't think she's saying that. She's saying that many mums are instigators, enablers, and encouragers, and uphold toxic, misogynistic ideals that the men enforce on others. What's your thoughts on this, boys? By the way, yeah, our engineer Gabriel was not happy with this topic. Well, like, listen, if he could have rolled his eyes, he would have fell asleep, bro. He would have fell asleep the time he was rolling his eyes.
As always, in these types of topics, they are based upon.
This is, by the way, this is also based on. This is written by an African woman speaking on African men. I just want to prefix.
So
that
no,
there.
that's what I was gonna say. In this type of topic, there is always
You got distracted.
in this type of topic there is always it's always usually about a portion of African men
The loudest.
in general.
The loudest. It's, like we
Although-
talk about
yeah,
it,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
loudest ones that
Yeah,
happen
yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah,
around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do I understand what she's saying? Yeah. Because there is a generation, if you want to say, of mums who put their sons
On a pedestal.
above any other child they may have. For some, their sons are the light, the dark, their
Not just the light,
hope,
bro. There's no
their,
dark.
their promise. For some,
By the way, when you finish, I need to hear Gabriel's opinion on this as well. But go on.
for some, it does happen. Gabriel, it does happen. There ain't nothing you can do about it. It's true. Some mums do it. It doesn't help. In fact, it can breed a certain type of attitude in you when you feel like, for as long as you've been growing up, your mum has basically made you feel like
You're the
the
shit.
shit.
And the urine. Continue.
I love that song.
You're
man.
welcome.
No, thank you. So, but then again, also, well, it's like you said, because the fathers also have their part to play. But then if you're not instilling the right things in these children, then kind of where else do you think they're going to go?
Like, for example, if you are in a single parent home and you uplift your son to do specific things, but it's more based on, as a man, you should be doing that instead of it being, okay, cool, make sure you're respectful and whatever. The entitlement in which you speak, because some of that entitlement, sometimes in certain cases, maybe I'm not the one to say this, I'm not I didn't grow up in an African household.
You're getting it
And also-
you're getting to know this person, and you say to them, "Oh, when are you gonna cook dinner?" He's like, "Oh, I never cook dinner. My mum always cooked dinner for me. I ain't never cooked dinner. My mum said I never had to cook." And you're like,
No, that's not so much misogyny. It's like that's not a man.
No.
If it was
But
just like,
that's
yeah.
just like a loose example. Do you know what I mean?
But is it a cultural thing though?
There's a good question.
Gabriel, what's your thoughts on this?
Nonsense, man.
Straight to the point.
I think people always find they're running out of who to blame for certain things and who to blame for misogyny to the extent where they're willing to blame anyone now. Fathers always treat their daughters, or the majority of the time, fathers will always treat their daughters like princesses. And
Yeah.
make sure, my daughter's looked after, and hence why you've got the term daddy's girl, right? Same with
Mummies,
mothers and
yeah.
their sons. Like, it's not an African thing, it's a thing. In general, it happens. So, I don't know, man, I'm saying African women.
No, but what she's doing is that she's talking about
The culture.
I
that
guess a
she's from.
subculture of the culture she's from.
I don't think it's to do with, I don't think it's...
I don't think it raises.
Saying African,
Yeah.
makes it seem as if it's a cultural thing, where it's not a cultural thing.
No.
This is a discussion that's been going on since Sigmund Freud. So it's clearly got nothing to do with culture.
I grew up, I was close to my mum.
You know what I'm saying?
When I grew up, I was close
The
to my mum.
majority of men that I knew were
Yeah, me
closer
too.
to their mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's got nothing to do with Africans or I don't know. I think people are bored for conversation.
You know it is as well. I think it's the buzzword is probably the wrong thing, but it's the words used in it where it was like misogynistic, entitled men
Yeah.
with immense superiority complex.
This person doesn't like men.
By the way, do you know an immense superiority complex?
Immense.
It means I don't. You might think you're nice, but I'm better than you. That's sassy, bro.
That is sassy. That is sassy. But is that just men though? Men are not just like that.
People are like that.
Women are like that too. So
Yeah.
it's
But I agree with Gabriel. The way Gabriel brought that down. Listen,
Daddy's girl, mummy's
no.
boy.
society now has become, especially within our like little microcosm of culture, if you just blend black people within one community, yeah, it's become a thing of I'm just going to hail abuse at men, women, trans, ECT, then hail abuse at subsections of the community,
Yeah.
where it's just costs nothing to mind your fucking business.
and it's going to keep going down, and it's keeping. In terms of the whole misogyny and entitled, you can't say that. But I am aware of that subculture that she's referring to. But in saying that it
Finish chewing.
raises those type of people, no.
Juicy mouth.
And you can't put that down to African mothers. That's ridiculous. Because then if you're going to say that, then what's the conversation to be had about fathers and the influence they have on their daughters?
I think
And then it just starts getting picking.
I think the problem is when it's
And now we're picking.
I think when you write something that's so broad, because obviously the minute I was reading that anyway, I could see Gabriel's eyes and I'm calling my eyes like some bullshit. Yeah? When you're saying something or when it's written, in fairness, yeah, like most things, it's open to interpretation. So if this was on like a live where she could break down her opinion for people to hear, fine. Because it's written, it can be broken down and denotated in whatever way possible that people think, okay, cool. Do I agree that there's elements of entitledness in black men? Yes, but there's also elements of entitledness in black women.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Do I believe immense, the word immense? Do you know what immense is? When I think immense, I think what Putin's doing right now is immense.
It's a big word.
But that's what.
People use big words in like as connectives, yeah, just for shock value without understanding the meaning when you're putting words together.
That money Kanye West lost?
I think
Immense.
It's like a philosopher's effect.
Gargantuan.
Where you use as many words as possible to confuse someone into believing what you're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do it like immense.
As I said, If I call, as I said, if I call someone a bitch, the word bitch is the lightest word in that. All the words I put before,
Those are the ones with
all
weight.
the words that's gonna
Those are the
hurt
ones
you.
with the weight.
By the time it gets to bitch, you're thinking, what? Are you done? I ain't done. I ain't. You know what I mean? But
Stop. It's already
But
dead.
nah, sorry. Bro, one second. You call this misogynistic entitled men with immense...
Wow.
Bro.
With. Not just this, and this.
you-
Yeah, this, and this. With immense.
Superior.
Superior.
Oh, right, yeah. Your next book will be called Raising Misogyny Entitled... No, Raising Misogynistic Entitled Men. It sounds like the description of a movie.
It does.
Yeah.
Nuts. That's a lot.
A misogynistic entitled man with a superiority complex.
From his mother. From his mom.
That's mad. You can't say people don't blame black women. And what do black women do? Blame black women.
Blame black
That's mad. That's mad. You feel like that's mad, you know?
Make it make sense, bro.
Don't blame the black woman.
By the way, I
Black
have
woman.
an apology to make on this.
Ooh.
The Meg Thee Stallion thing, I was wrong, bruv. And the reason why I want to apologize for this year is because I did the one thing which I've always sworn to people not to do. The information that was coming out,
From blog sites.
yeah, I thought was like the information, and it was wrong. It was wrong. Yeah, Tory's a clown. But then I always stood by it. Weren't for the fact of I didn't believe her. I just didn't understand how a man was still allowed to run around,
Yeah.
pardon me, for a year and a half. Because it wasn't her that charged her, it was the state. The state that charged him. So it was completely different.
Yeah, there
But
are
he's not been charged for shooting her. I think the three
Something
counts.
of a weapon.
Yeah.
illegal discharging a weapon, reckless use of a weapon, and I think it was possession
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
But no, he basically didn't get charged for shooting her. But
done out here.
Yeah, he done.
His last song that he put out was with A Boogie with a Hoodie. Was probably a banger, and Gabriel knows it's a banger as well. That's the worst thing about it. It's a banger, bro. Someone had the audacity to put out a little a clip of Tory's first day in jail, yeah, and R. Kelly's in the corner singing
saw
the song. I said, "You man are violent, bro.
The memes are coming, boy.
You man are violent, bro." Even the little hand drawing in the court had Tory Lane's outline of his hair and he's bald in the middle. I said, "Yeah, you don't need to chill the hell out, bruv."
all right, respond.
Okay,
27
can you do something? for me?
year olds. 27-year-olds. Stop it. A 27-year-old dating a 24-year-old is creepy.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
27 is late 20s.
27-year-old woman or just anything?
Anything.
Okay,
27 is late 20s. 24 is early 20s. No one that old should be dating someone that young. It's
not that old.
You're a part of the problem if you don't see how that's wrong.
Do you know the problem with social media?
If people think they're right.
No, that not everyone should have a platform.
Blatantly.
So you realize at the age of 24, you're a year away from your brain fully developing.
Right.
Right, yeah. You realize at 27, the only difference between you being 24 is your brain is fully developed and you're actively trying to better your life. As in, like, some 27-year-olds, okay, it's all about my life, talking about maybe a house, whatever. That's the only difference. It's not like you're 24 dating an 18-year-old.
No.
Or 24 dating a 19-year-old. Because
these
you're not trying to say it's
shit.
different. You're in the same
You're
decade.
in the same decade. I was going to say, that was going to be the next thing. You're in the same decade.
21 to 29 would probably look nuts, but that's more so because you've just become an adult versus someone who's about to go into their third year of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would probably look nuts, I said, Jay, by the way. Right. But 24 to 27, what's that? Year 7 and a year 11?
Behave, man. It's just
Wait,
it's
ooh.
dumbness.
that'd look weird in school.
Do you know how much life experience you have at 24?
Not a lot.
You'd be surprised a lot of 24-year-olds with life experience. I'm not saying you have it all figured out.
But between the difference between being 24, like an increase in life experience at 27 from 24.
Of course, but if you were a 24-year-old, like a male 24-year-old or a woman who's 24 and you're dating either or up, yeah, either that person's going to teach you bits you didn't know, or at least one of you who's older will probably know how to manage a situation between the both of you when shit gets cracking.
Yeah.
Everyone here's dated someone older than them before.
Yep.
This guy, bro.
Sorry, that was
Oh, McPherson.
a literal flashback memory came back.
But when you dated, the thing is, the person taught you stuff you weren't aware of.
Yeah, she
and I
did.
don't mean in that sense, you fucking creep.
I wasn't, but yeah, I am now.
If man answers, Mark, if man answers, yeah, she did.
I am now.
Yeah. So then,
Yes.
in that being the case, it's still a situation of like, you learned something
Yeah.
that you didn't already know.
Yeah.
What? It's not like there's people. It's not like
That's
okay.
very close in age still.
It's like, what, 3 years? 4?
25, 26, 27. And there's 3 as
3
well.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
That's 3
the
years
hell?
different.
3 and a bit possibly.
And they are classing that 27-year-old as old.
that's when you know it's a young person.
But that's
saying
like saying okay, a 21-year-old dating a 23-year-old.
oh my gosh, that's too old.
In school years, it's a year and a bit.
Freaking dumbness, man.
Because remember, you know, sometimes you do that. You got to rank it in school years as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, as someone who's the year below me in school year, but it's only based on what? September to what? August.
Yeah.
But if I was born, what, a month thing,
It's
we
all
would have been
good.
the same year.
Yeah.
But as impressionable as a lot of people in their 20s are these days, these are the types of things that they will joke about, and then the next time that a 27-year-old man like meets someone and he's like, how old are you? She goes 24, and he's like, oh.
I've been
Ooh,
no,
I don't know.
I've been out on a team night out once. Yeah, I think my last team. I was in Brighton, and I'm not saying no names because I'll get them jabbed up. And there was these girls there, and man them were talking to her, and then I stood next to her and they started talking about, you're right, didn't I? I was like, how old are you? Said the age. I said, yeah, safe. Not a chance. Not a chance. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We have nothing
Cases.
to talk about.
No, but legally, like, they're adults.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was like 21, whatever. But 21-year-old, me as a 30-year-old at the time, or 29-year-old, I said no. We're in two completely different paths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As in, like, what I want for my life right now,
Yours
And
is
what
living-
you want
Yeah.
is totally different from what
It's happened
you're
before.
even on right now.
I think my boy dated a girl a few years ago, yeah, who was maybe 4 years younger than him, yeah. And it wasn't so much the age difference; it was the mentality of where he was and where she was.
Yeah.
So, say I think at the time he was 25, 26, and she was 21, right? Yeah. So she wanted to be out with her uni friends and whatever. He's thinking about work. You see where he's tired.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's go Brighton this weekend. Oh, you gonna drive? No, you can drive, bro. I'm working my placement job and my. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, man's tired, bro. And I could see it in his eyes. And I said, this is where you're gonna clash, because it's not so much that she may not be the right person for you. It could just be the wrong time.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's
But
weird.
hella older men date 25-year-olds, bro.
Yeah, they do. Don't make it right. But
But it's what
But
for?
you-
What are you dating for also?
Are you dating to marry? Like, because at the end of the day, not in a rude way, if I was like 39 and had no kids,
I'm married. I'm dating someone younger.
because ultimately, if you're dating an older woman, not all women over a certain age can have children. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's not solely on the fact of, oh, I'm dating them because she's young. You also want to, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Keep the lineage.
Not even so much. This guy's an idiot. Because if I'm dating another 39-year-old, yeah, I don't know if that woman has or hasn't had kids. This woman could be in perimenopause. Like, there's so many variables.
Does she even want?
Does she even want kids?
Complications,
Like,
whatever.
you've had time long. You've been outside long enough to be like, okay, I don't want kids. So then, even then, and it's a conversation you're going to ultimately want to have early. So then, even if you like the person, you're not wasting your time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Are you in perimenopause? Are you about to go into menopause? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because even then, the option isn't there, even if I want it to be.
Listen, 27 ain't old. Fuck that. 24 ain't young either. Fuck that.
But I've
Same
heard
decade.
some of my brother's friends, oh yeah, you're old. I was like, are you mad? I said, do you think, one guy at football does it, he's 21 year, every time he gets angry on the pitch, yeah, first thing he does, yeah, when he's beefing someone, you're an old man, bruv. I was like, bro, you know you're not young forever, you know? You're actually not young forever.
When people say that, yeah, don't they realize the object of life is
It's
to get
going to
older?
happen to them.
You can't beat it.
I said, imagine you being my age, yeah, and then some little snot, you start beefing some little snot-nosed brat, and he's like, oh, look at you old codger, shut up, bro. You're going to be like, what?
Listen, I may get in trouble for this one, but I don't give a fuck. There's one child at my school, and he was going off, and he's one of them. He's in a predominantly middle class, high North London school. He's one of the hooder ones, and yeah, like he's one of those ones that will just walk out of the classroom.
Man said hooder.
He would just walk out the classroom like he's allowed to. So then when I see him in the corridor, I'm like, where you going? So I just walk out of class. Listen, bro, I don't know who you think you are, but I'll talk to him like that. And he was going off. He was vexed about something. One of the teachers said he couldn't go out to play because he didn't do his work, and he didn't do his work. But he was told he couldn't go out to play. So he was like, no, I don't care. And so then usually I'll get called in as a peacemaker because
Black.
and I get the kids, and he's going, no, I don't care, miss. I don't care.
Man said, because you black. And it's like, bringing him in, because I get the kids. Who brought this weird-ass Urkel looking motherfucker in here to come tell me shut the hell up? Get Urkel out of the room.
And he goes, no, he's going, oh, I don't care. What? Miss, I don't care. And he goes, what? They brought you in. Look at your hairline.
Wait for a second. How old is this shoot?
9.
Man, you got shelled on by a 9-year-old.
9. And I said to him,
whether he verbally kicked the Mario coins out of you.
I said, you know what? It's cool. I said, it's cool. You know what? It's cool. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call your dad. Your dad's going to have to come in and talk to you. And by the way, I've seen your dad's head shape. You ain't got long. And then he picked up a table and flipped it. I was like, well, no. You're not. You have to learn in life. You see, when you give people something and they give it back to you, don't.
Go back to what we were saying.
Don't do that.
Is that the same way that we gave you advantages to win Mario Kart the other day when we went out and you just didn't take them?
You really had to bring
I saw that brewing.
up.
Bro.
As soon as you mentioned the Mario coin,
last
yeah,
Really?
You see, last week
Had
when I
to
edited pod, yeah, I heard them. Oh, you're gonna bring this up. No one mentioned it.
bring that
is the biggest cheater ever of any game I have ever played.
so basically,
in my life.
what
But one time,
a day before Christmas Eve, we done a group thing where we went to platform. And we played like video games and stuff. We played Mario Kart. I was talking smack like he's gonna done everyone's dance in Mario Kart, and he didn't.
Oh, Darth had the wrong GBGs, bro. That's what happened.
He didn't do no one.
The first game we played, yeah, O got dusted. I came first. Right, yeah. Gave man a happy dance every time I won a race, yeah. By the end of the first cluster of races, the first 4 races, there was a 15-point gap between first place me
oh my god,
and Everest Mountain hairline over there, Mr. Obers. The second time round was a closer race. Mr. Two Drinks won. I came second, but the point gap was up by 2 points. And O finished third or fourth, I think it was, yeah. The final one we did, where I think Katie was over in the second one and the third one, yeah. The woman brought us over drinks. O even tried to pause the game big puss wall. Yeah. Right, yeah.
Wall.
Yeah. Wall.
Whoa.
Yeah. Tried to continue with the game instead of stopping the game, yeah, while the girls giving us drinks. Then he was like, what? I thought we were just playing anyway. After we can clearly see.
He still lost that, didn't he?
Shout out to KD, because KD was like, Reece is fine, yeah, you're probably going to catch up anyway. Man was in 12th. Lost the match to me and had to sit there and listen to me talk shit to him for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I respectfully did actually, for everyone else, in that particular race, I did actually break for like 5 seconds.
So you didn't want to pause it? You didn't
And
pause?
then
You didn't want to pause?
I wasn't the one player, so I couldn't pause
No,
it.
anyone could pause.
I did try.
Man said,
I didn't try, I'm not gonna lie.
I paused for 5 seconds.
I didn't try.
No, bro, I
He tried, but he was still first.
stopped.
But you were still first.
Gave everyone a chance.
But you were still first.
You had to bring that up. I could have just
It
left
was,
that.
hey, you had to, man.
Could've
You had
just
to.
left
Then
that
Mario
in.
Quinn clean out your whip, man.
All right, quick question.
Go on.
Why do male podcasters get a bad reputation?
Because men aren't allowed to speak.
You could,
So
Women don't like men that talk
in
too
some
much.
ways,
You know, people unfollowed me on Instagram the minute I started posting pod.
I'm not surprised.
People don't like men who speak. They like, it's like the strong silent type thing. I don't want to hear your opinion. I just want you to look pretty or just be the guy that takes pictures in the corner. That's
fix
it.
my car.
Build a house.
Change the light bulb.
But
Pop a shelf.
I think too many times, especially
Take the bin out.
in men. Wait, I saw a clip the other
Stop
day.
skirting
Speaking
mode.
of that,
I know what clip you're talking about.
I saw a clip the other day about that, about a woman saying that taking out the bin is a man's job.
It's not. If I say about cooking, it's stupid.
Oh my
Throwing
god,
her partner in it.
feminism. No,
Yeah.
Throwing her
too.
partner, yeah, it's stupidness.
People are just saying things for the sake
Bro,
of it now.
so my first thought was, so if you didn't live with a man and your bin had to get taken out, who's taking out the bin? You can just dash out the window,
God.
bit by bit.
God help me.
God did that.
God did. They didn't believe I took the rubbish out. God did.
God did.
GAWD. Never God. God. Did.
God. No, carry on.
Sorry,
Carry on.
Go on. Apologies.
I forgot what I was saying.
About male podcasters and men
Yeah.
speaking.
Men, it seems like, and especially over the last few years, like sound bites of entire, like not even of an entire a podcast, but just a sound bite of something, will get taken and it becomes now the viral thing that everyone is
deemed
looking
sassy.
at and everyone is
deemed sassy,
talking
bro.
about.
This is a sassy episode.
And
No, but
then
it's
now
deemed
suddenly,
sassy. That's what it is.
and then now suddenly, you know, it's, oh, look, this is what men are talking about. Men should just shut up. We don't even want to hear from men. Is this what the nonsense that men are talking about? And that's kind of become
There's
a narrative now to the point
Yeah.
where anytime there is just a podcast with just men, it's automatically looked down upon as, oh, these men are just probably talking shit. They're probably just going to say something that's just going to get someone cancelled or get their whole thing cancelled. No one's even listening to what they're
so
saying.
I hear jokes like, oh, they instead of starting podcasts, they should seek a therapist. I'm like, wow, okay.
No, it's crazy. Women are championed for podcasts that talking about their sexuality. They're championed for doing things which people will class as more of a feminine trait. Even if there's like a fashion podcast, for example, if there's a guy on there, he has to be gay or he has to be like really, really fashion conscious. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's one of the ones where it's like the pods that necessarily do well, or like me and Mark's favourite podcast, Filthy Fellas, because of the type of humour they have, they're deemed undateables, even though that's a great podcast and it's catered to like football fans and ECT and the rest.
Yeah.
It's like the minute you say, oh, you're a podcast, like, oh, you're one of those guys.
It's negative straight
Or
away.
Straight away.
Automatically.
One of the most common questions I ever get asked, oh, when you record, do you ever use like things that I've told you as material? No.
Yeah, it's weird because like, sometimes I feel like I have to
even
explain
think
myself
about-
to some people, and
A lot of people do.
I
that.
remember one person I explained myself. I was like, yeah, our first episode, we were talking about how black men would deal with death. And she was like, oh. She was like, oh, okay, it's not what I visioned. I'm like, precisely, like, instead of like having that mentality,
But you have to understand.
sometimes understand.
No, but see where certain things are pre-ingrained, and that's what I said. Where it's like people like let's use the N'Golo Kante thing for example. Yeah, N'Golo Kante is respected.
Because he's humble.
No, because he's quiet.
Because he's quiet.
He's not humble, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Even Chelsea players will say this. He doesn't like this good boy mentality thing that they have of him, where he's just thinking it's like I said. As black people, you're respected for two things. You're either really quiet where you know your place, or you're so ghetto that it's endearing because that's how they view you. So Cardi B, her ghetto-ness is why she's liked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're really quiet and you come across like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But the minute you step out of what people are used to, it's getting a bit above the station.
I used to like him.
Yeah.
Now he's talking a lot more.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So the issue with that, for example, because on pod I'm going to speak. If I'm around my friends, around you lot, around pod, just quiet, just chill in it.
Yeah.
Like we're on a platform to speak. I'm going to sit here in silence with some white noise. Might as well just Twilight Zone, sorry. So I think the issue is more so that people will have this romanticized version of the strong silent type, but then we'll say men don't express themselves.
Thank you.
And then when men are,
Why don't you express yourself? Why don't you talk?
You've made it clear you don't want to hear what I have to say.
Yeah.
But on a deeper level,
there was two sides to that.
on a deeper level of you don't really want to hear what I have to say. You just want to hear me respond. But that's in the conversation with men and women. Oh, you don't talk. But do you really want to hear what I have to say, or do you just want to hear me respond to what you're saying?
I'll be honest. There's times on this podcast where one of us have said something, and it's clear the difference of, oh, you're right. Yeah, I am. Oh, yeah, so about that. And then it's like, you've answered, but they're asking to ask. They're not asking to engage and listen.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. If someone comes and tells me, if I'm like, oh, how you doing? Oh, I've had a hard week. Yeah, like, I'm going through stuff. Yeah,
but anyway.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Going through stuff. And my grandma's not feeling well, yeah. So what happened with you at work about that Karen?
Shit.
Like, you just dismiss.
Yeah.
It's dismissive. So if it's dismissive, men don't really want to talk about it because
could that be maybe something that has something to do with the energy of women generally saying, when it comes to men on podcasts, they just don't want to hear it?
But they do, because you'll find that there's a lot of women that listen to a lot of male podcasts. So make it make sense. Don't get me wrong, you're going to get the bad ones where they're just talking nothing but crap about women and stuff like that. And
every podcast caters to a certain demographic market. The receipt set caters to a certain thing. Half-cast caters to a certain thing. Free shots caters to something. No behavior caters to something. Filthy fellas caters. And these are the biggest ones in the UK that I can name. Right, yeah. Every podcast caters to a certain market.
Yeah.
Movie podcasts cater to movie buffs. You know what I'm trying to say? Here's the thing. The same way where you screwed up your face to talk out of your neck about another person's platform, right, yeah, or you're on a comment section helping the main brand. For example, say Shade Bar was owned by a man, as an example.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I don't know who's owned by, but say Shade Bar is owned by a man, yeah, and he can come across as the strong silent type, right, yeah, but he don't speak, but everyone's talking like, he's earning your money. He's earning money off of you lot's comments without doing nothing.
Without doing anything.
The guy who owned Trend Central, who's now in jail, Andy, whatever his name is,
yeah.
He didn't have to say nothing, but everyone else's loud voice made him money.
Was making him...
So it's the noise that makes money.
That's the point.
Oh, it's the noise that gets the attention.
There's a point though, because it's the salaciousness. So it's either, do you want content with power, or do you want salacious bullshit? Do you want this bad girls club, loudmouth, screaming, ratchet, hoodlum-ish on the thing, or do you want realistic, empower yourself type of content? I don't play the game personally of, oh yeah, men should do this, women should do this. Bro, I don't believe in gender roles, bro. If I'm going to cook or you're going to cook. Either that or we're both starving.
Belly the rumbling.
Because man was taught to cook from a young age.
Yeah, likewise.
Either you starve or you're on, or
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Rags.
From a young age,
Yeah.
basics.
Yeah.
People
That's-
don't know the basics. Do you think people know the basics these days?
Some. Like my youngest brother, he's starting to learn now, but like, jeez.
Like when you were his age.
When I was his age.
When you were his
I
age,
was
like you
doing
knew.
I was ironing, I was cooking, I was cleaning, I was wiping the skirting board, I was doing everything. Man.
Washing the skirt
sugar salt and that.
boards
Yeah.
with sugar soap.
I was doing everything, man.
God damn.
Everything. But it's a different generation now. That shouldn't be an excuse though.
Well,
Like,
no,
for
because
me,
that.
I've always liked the fact that I don't have to depend on nobody for nothing.
Yeah.
I know how to use a washing machine. I know some grown up guys don't know how to use a washing machine. Like, dude, really? Like, come on, man.
That's yeah.
Well, if you see life skills, yeah, underplayed. But that also goes into like what your mum, what people's mums let them get away with, as in from a young age. Oh, don't worry, that's in the corner, mum will sort it out.
But for me, personally, even though I didn't live with my dad, he taught me certain life skills as well. Like, he's very family orientated. So that I definitely get from him.
Yeah.
Him, like, I saw him like once a week as well. Him to teach me certain things about being a young man.
How to carry yourself.
to carry myself.
Yep.
How to not overreact to certain things and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
it's the bullying tactic, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, when man try to draw you out, don't give them the power to do it because they know
Yeah.
how to get in your head.
Yeah.
So for me, and my dad cooks as well. So I had that from a young age. Like, wow, dad's in the kitchen.
Chefing it up.
Yeah. And the food was banging. So,
Steak and mash, yeah?
nah, none of that. Steak and mash. You got jokes. So, like, for me, I saw it in front of my eyes. So with that, sometimes seeing it, you're learning.
Yeah, you learn.
You're
You
learning.
don't realize how receptive kids are to like the things they are around them. If you're in a positive environment, or even if it's not the best of environments, but you're seeing like you're seeing progressive or proactive steps, people can be like, all right, cool, that's what you're gonna do. Like I always say to people that there is something called the exception to the rule, but you also have to understand like what's your willpower like? What are you willing to do? Like how far do you want to go? Are you happy with your surroundings? Are you happy with you know what I'm saying? It's very basic if your mind wants to do it.
You won't be willing to win if you get a medal for taking part.
But you know how happy I was when I was younger as well to actually make something for my mum, knowing her doing everything for me and stuff like that, and make something for us. Here, mum.
There was a buzz.
It was like,
Listen,
I
when
appreciate you, mum. Here.
Cooking Sunday breakfast, old school, beans, egg, kippers, toast, drink from my mum.
It was
And
never,
then
it was never presented that well.
of course not.
I'll be
I
honest.
thought it was.
One of them things is
I can't stand beans.
Taking the tray upstairs, and then like she's still in bed, and then you open the door, and then you're like, just to see the look on the face there was a buzz about it. That one, I did something for my mum, she liked it.
Bro,
Two,
I got the National Coffee Award the way I used to run up and down the stairs give my mum coffee, bro. Jesus. You don't know what the National Coffee Award is until
two,
this time, bro.
nailed the food, and three, I did this. There's that I did this moment that you have when you're young, that when you're older, it just becomes sort of like a second nature thing. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know if kids and people are having that same sort of,
It's a different experience.
wow, oh, I could do this. If I could do this, I could do that. Boom. And then the light bulbs start going off, and then you start trying shit. Oh, man, I sound like an old man now.
Life is life, man. We got to wrap anyway, guys. You don't want to say anything before you
Alright,
go?
show me what you're on. Where's your cash? Where's your... Oh, you mean wrap up?
Okay, this has
Sorry.
been episode 132 of the Digital Podcast. You can find us DSP and all your favorite DSPs, my personal favorite YouTube. You can find mine, Mark O, and Katie's information in the description below. You can find Mark and O's websites to their book and photography businesses in the description below. I've been Raw Talk Reese. To my left has been,
Mr. O.
across from me has been,
2 drinks.
at the back's been Gabriel, and we'll be back next week. Love and guidance.
Rest
Happy
in
New Year
peace,
again.
Jojo.
Love.
And avoid the bullshit. Peace.